Hey guys, what I want to talk about in this video is, I guess, some of the cheap things that kind of help pool and things like that for me that I've put together and built. Most of these I've shown before. This one here was actually one of the first ones I ever did. Just a little simple plumb bob directly over this diamond. And the reason that I had to do this was because of my camera sitting on a tripod, and either I will accidentally kick it when I go back there, or one of my cats will rub up against it, and everything would get out of sense, out of off center, and it would bug me when I would go in to edit the video. So I can look at this. I have upgraded this from a piece of string to a piece of yarn because it shows up easier. This isn't really a pool thing, more like a make a pool video thing. I wanted all my videos to have, you know, the same viewpoint. Because I upgraded it to yarn, it probably costs 16 cents now instead of 15 cents. And it's just tacked into the ceiling with a little push pin. Sometimes I would take that in conjunction with a cue stick. Remember, I have dots at the intersection of every diamond, so I can line up my cue stick and the yarn. Sometimes I put a little piece of chalk on this just to try to make everything as centered as I can possibly get it, even though I know it's going to move. It's the first time one of the cats thinks they see a mouse or something down there. Well, that's my plumb bob and the first whatever gadget or whatever I ever put together. I think the second thing I ever put together was this. And I know this doesn't look like much to you guys. It's really not much. Just built it out of some Legos, and it's just a little right angle for marking balls. I could have a situation where, oh, there's a cat hair on the cue ball. Okay, so let's gently push this up against it. You all know what ball markers are. Hold that in place. Take the ball, get the cat hair off of it, whatever you got to do. Hold this in place. Do that. And now, Bob's your uncle. If you remember, I was just thinking about the first time I ever saw a little ball marker in actual use. It wasn't around the rack with the templates, which you see a lot of that as well. But Corey Deuel was playing. I want to say he was probably playing Bergman, but I don't know that for sure. But he had a situation, we'll just call it similar to this, where he's got to shoot the two, and he's going, oh man, can I see it? He's studying it for quite a while and see if he has room to get through there and make the two. And it went, heck, after 5 or 10 minutes, he says to the referee, "Will you clean the cue ball?" And, I don't know, that kind of irritated probably everybody in the room. The referee should not have, he should have said no. It's too close of a situation. But that's not what the referee did. He took out a little pocket marker. It wasn't made out of Legos. It was probably some officially licensed pocket marker that cost $50. But he put it up there, took the cue ball, wiped off the imaginary cat hair, whatever was going on it, put the cue ball back, took that away. And Corey's down here looking again, looking all over again. And he kind of saved it, made it into a little bit of a humorous situation because he said, "Can you clean it again?" And that released a little bit of the tension in the room. But just a little pocket marker that I wanted to have for situations like that. I get a lot of cat hair on my pool balls down here, a lot. So that's that. The next thing I have is just a little ramp. I mean, it's like a stimp meter, I think is what they call it in golf. Just a little ramp for consistency of speed and kind of to make sure that the table's level. It I'll take some pictures of this with my phone so you can see a little bit better. But it just goes up against the cushion. So it's at 90 degrees from the cushion. It's got a little thing back here to set the distance. And I can just do that and see if anything's rolling off. Also, kind of how fast the table is, that type of thing. It's nothing highly technical, but it is fairly consistent. I can see what the difference is between the cue ball speed and the 15 ball speed, at least on these particular tracks. Now, right now, both those balls are a little bit past this diamond. This cloth is almost brand new. You would think, well, this is the fastest this table could be on brand new cloth. And new cloth is faster. It's faster when it's rolling. There's not much friction. This table, here in a couple weeks, those balls will make it probably almost to this diamond. Because what's happening, see if y'all can even see this. I don't know if you'll be able to or not. Watch how the 15 is going to come down off the ramp and roll into that cushion. And then it slid off the cushion, just for an inch or two maybe. It slid off the cushion and then started rolling again. Here in a couple weeks, if I keep playing, the cushion noses will get a little bit more friction. They won't be as slippery. The cloth will get a little bit more friction, won't be as slippery. And that object ball would have started rolling almost immediately. Much, much quicker. You're going to get more friction with a sliding ball than a rolling ball. And that's why these balls are stopping where they're stopping instead of making it all the way to here. When I first built this little ramp, I had it basically set to lag speed on this table. The balls would come almost all the way back to this cushion, or sometimes exactly back to this cushion. But I had to add about a foot to this ramp. And it got to be just a little bit unwieldy. So I shrunk it down. I don't need anything that long to do what I'm doing with it. Which just basically that. Checking the speed, checking the level, stuff like that. This, I didn't make. I had an ex-girlfriend made me this. Again, out of Legos. There's a theme. Legos are all over the house here. But what I thought was cool about this, and again, I'll take pictures with the phone, is from the center of this to the center of this is exactly 12.5 inches, which is exactly the width between the center of the diamonds. So if I want to know exactly where the halfway point is between these two diamonds, I could use this. I've got this little caveman right in the middle, and I can aim it to caveman. I did this here a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, when I was trying to figure out, different banking angles by aiming at the diamonds. And I think I know I made a video or 2 or 10 about that. So, for example, right now, my little caveman is not in the middle. He's at 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's 1.6 diamonds up. And in my experimentation and such, on a table with cloth a little bit older than this, I kind of figured out that 3 diamonds times 1.6, 4 diamonds times 1.6, sorry. It has been a while, and I don't use this system all the time. 4 times 0.4, basically. If I can find that old video, I'll put a link in or something. That at my stroke with a good speed on cloth that's not brand new, will a lot of times go straight in. And I use that a lot, figuring that stuff out. I wanted to be consistent. And I can tell if I accidentally hit it too high or hit it too low. I'm aiming straight at wherever this caveman is and not kind of guessing what's halfway between those diamonds or what's 1.2 diamonds or whatever, things like that. I could just put this in there, and it was pretty handy, I thought. Still is. The other thing is I actually just built this just a few days ago. This is just a little archway out of Legos where a ball will barely fit through there. This opening is 2.5 inches. This ball is 2.25. So with the ball, in the middle there, I've got an 1/8 of an inch on the other side. I saw a YouTube video where a guy had like a 3D printed version of this, and I think he had like some options. You could be like even tighter than this is, but for my purposes, this is perfectly fine. For my purposes and for mild eyes. And the gist of it is, well, you practice your accuracy. If you're off, like if I was consistently off, then I could work on it and maybe get better at that. I can hear it. If I hit this archway, I can hear it. Like I just heard it right there. I hit the left side. Just a little bit, but I did hit it. So just practice for things like that. I don't know, I don't feel like it's the best practice, but it's probably the best practice that I'm capable of. Better practice might be something like put the 2 through there. Can I put the 2 through there without hitting anything? You see the answer to that question. I can do it, but will I? Will I ever do it with any type of consistency? Probably not. But if I was Filipino, I'd probably do it. You could do a more severe cut. Cut the 2 between this way. Well, almost made it through that time. Then you kind of get the gist. I could practice kicking. Hey, I made it through. Still hit it, but I made it through. Practice kicking, 2 roll kicks, 3 roll kicks, whatever. Where you're trying to work on your accuracy. If there's anybody that can kick that way or kick any way consistently and never hit the little arch, I don't want to play him. That's for damn sure. Another thing the video that I watched, he was doing like this. Shoot the cue ball through, try not to hit his little arch, and have it bounce back. Again, try not to hit his little arch. That, if you do that, then you didn't have any accidental side spin. So now I broke it, but it's a Lego, so it's easy enough to fix. I hit that really horribly too. Did you see that? I have to get it through there once. I hit it both times, but that don't have any accidental side spin. Then you can hit it without touching the arch. But if you have accidental side spin, you're never going to do it. If this arch was 2 inches from that rail, it would be a lot easier. If it's back here, it would be a lot tougher. Again, if there's anybody that can do this kind of thing consistently, I don't want to meet them. You probably just could see the cue ball sliding off that rail right there. It's very frustrating because it affects bank angles quite a bit as well. And that one went through without hitting, and it went through that way without hitting. You guys probably won't believe me, but it did. It didn't hit it either time. So I feel like I hit that pretty well, or I got really lucky, a little bit of both, and the table is fairly level, at least along that line. This is the last little thing that I ever built, but I still have a bunch of Legos. And when I come up with any new ideas, Or if you guys have any ideas and you want to let me know, I'll see if I can construct it. All of these things could be built with a 3D printer instead of Legos, and they would look nicer. I do have a really nice 3D printer, but I don't know how to use it. Or I do know how to use the printer, but I don't know how to do the 3D modeling type of stuff. You have to make like with a STL file or something. And I don't know how to do any of that reliably at all. Not to be, I don't want to be wasting the 3D filament on failed attempts. So we'll see if I ever get courageous about that. Probably not. Probably not. I hit it that time, and I'm definitely gonna hit it this time. But yeah, so those are the little gadgets and stuff that I've done. I love pool, and I like little anything to do with pool. I kind of like, and this has been kind of fun building stuff like this that I can actually use. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.